Well, what started as a high school project to protect police dogs has turned into a nonprofit in Oxford that has made a difference for K-9 units all over the state, providing life-saving ballistic vests.
Here to tell us more about the effort are Jennifer and Wayne Robichaud from K9 Ballistic Vests. Good morning. Thank you both so much for being here.
Good morning.
So Jennifer, this started as a school project, as we said. Tell us more about how that came about. How did you come up with this idea?
In 2009, I had to come up with a senior project for school. I was in the law enforcement program and decided that I wanted to raise the money for a ballistic vest for a K9. And we had Maria come from York County come in, did a whole demonstration, and we presented right in my classroom her vest.
And it became a nonprofit. How important was that for you?
It was huge. My dad took over most of it after high school as I had my children and was busy, but it's become a family thing between my dad and stepmom, my siblings, my own children.
Yeah, Wayne, tell us about your involvement in this and all the work that goes into it.
We do as many vests as we can. We contact different departments, or if we see on Facebook that a department has received a new K9 for their department, we'll reach out to them and see if they need a vest. If they need a vest, we'll do a fundraiser for them. We purchase the vest, we put patches on it and customize it for each department and the dog's name. We do put things on with Velcro because sometimes they're going into a situation that they don't want somebody to know the dog's name or something. So like with their own patches, they can remove them. We feel it's important that the K9s are protected. They're out there protecting us. And if we can keep them protected, then that's what we would like to do.
I mean, Wayne, you look at all the patches on here, and I mean, look how, thick this is. These things aren't cheap. Talk about the fundraising involved, and how much does one of these things cost?
We raise $1,500 per vest, and that's between getting the vest, getting patches made for their names and stuff like that, and getting it out to them.
And do you know how many vests you've been able to provide and, to which departments? Is this all over Maine and beyond, or?
We've done 32 dogs for the state of Maine. We've done 3 dogs outside of the state of Maine, including Florida, Louisiana, and North Carolina. And we've done 2 heat alarms for Franklin County.
This one's made out to Bo. Can you talk about Bo?
Bo is a Lisbon dog. He's a black lab, and we recently got that dog funded through Facebook, and he's going to be getting his vest very shortly.
Can you talk about what that moment is like when you go, and do you get to kind of see the dog and meet the dog, the K9, and kind of present the vest? Tell us what that experience is like.
Recently, we donated a vest to Brunswick, Maine, along with another nonprofit, Coins for K9s. We work together with them, and we recently donated the vest to Brunswick, and that was awesome. We got to play with the dog, and we got pictures on Facebook. He's upside down being patted, and it's really nice to meet the dogs. A lot of people think they hear police dogs, and all they think of is these dogs are out there to bite people, and they do so much more. Seniors that have cognitive diseases, children that wander away, these dogs can sniff a t-shirt and walk miles and find these people. And it's very interesting to what they do other than just chasing somebody down. A lot of departments, they only have black labs and stuff because they're not a bite dog. They sent for drugs or missing people, and it's an important thing to have, and a lot of people don't realize it. But then if you have a family member that's wandered off into the woods, having that dog is a very useful tool because that dog can sniff things that people just can't do.
And speaking of family, Jennifer, I mean, the K9s are like part of the family with these police departments. And in some of the communities, we saw that when one of the K9s, passed away, and the amount of people that came out to the funeral for that dog. I mean, talk about how special these dogs are.
These dogs, they all live with the officers. Most of them, they're in their house with their children, with their spouses. They go out on events with them. They are their family, just like any dog that you or I would have. That this dog is part of their family, and when you know, they're putting them out there, they're risking their family member to help us one way or another.
Can you talk about your next donation that's coming up and what you'll be delivering?
We, for the first time, have raised money to donate 2 heat alarms to the Franklin County Sheriff's Department. And what those are is they go inside the vehicles, and sometimes the K9 is left in the vehicle while the officer is on a call or might have had to go in the station. And heat is a very bad thing for any animal. You always hear about animals being left in vehicles and stuff. They have sensors in them, so if the vehicle gets to a preset temperature, it will automatically roll down the windows. It will turn the sirens on and the lights on, and some of them have pagers that will alert the officer something's wrong, your car stalled, it's getting hot in the vehicle. And then some of them also come with a door popper, which is if the officer happens to be away from the vehicle and he didn't bring his dog with him, and then something happens and the officer needs his dog, he can just push a button on his belt and it will pop the door open and the dog can come out on his own.
Wow.
Jennifer, what's your goal with this? Do you want to have every single K9 in the state with one of these?
That is the goal. We're constantly reaching out to, like he said earlier, every department, anything that we can find. We search high and low for dogs that are in need, and as soon as we find one, we're posting it, trying to get them nice and safe.
And what's the support been like? You know, people wanting to help.
It's been great. We get a lot of people that share our post, so it gets around, and if somebody knows of a K9 that's in need, which is how we found Brunswick, it was another nonprofit, and she had sent me a message and said, you know, this dog happens to be in need of a vest. We reached out to the chief, and he was like, yeah, we'd love to do it. We go out, we meet them, try to see what size vest they would need. We ask them for their department patches that they wear on their uniforms, and we put those on the vest. We put a thin blue line flag, which represents fallen officers around the country. So we try to put that on and bring awareness to that as well. And last month, where Preacher was fatally shot and killed, unfortunately, we started dedicating the vest in his name so that his name won't be forgotten.
One last thing, well, where can people donate?
They can go on our Facebook page. It's going to be facebook.com/Maine K9 Vest. And there's all different fundraisers. We post individual fundraisers as well as just one bulk fundraiser, which will go into any dog that is needed.
All right, Jennifer, Wayne, thank you so much to both
Thank
of you
you.
for
Thank
being
you for
here.
having us,
And
yeah.
thanks for all of the work that you're doing.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank
such
you.
a great cause.
Incredible.
Thank you.
Just